Good evening, online students. Nitsa, Swati, Niveda, Sadhna, and Savarna. Good evening, children. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, children. All right. So in today's session, we're going to learn how to find median for a given grouped frequency distribution. All right. We're going to learn how to find the median for a given grouped frequency distribution. So the first one is finding median given the frequency distribution, that is given all the class intervals and the respective frequencies. We'll use the formula and find median. And then we'll also see questions where there is one missing frequency or two missing frequencies. So in such cases, the value of the median will be given to you. Because if the table is incomplete, you cannot find the median. Supposing one frequency is not known to you, then how can you find the median? You can't find the median. To find the median, you need to have all the class intervals with their respective frequencies. So if one frequency is missing or two frequencies are missing, then you cannot find median. Then what will be the question? The median will be given to you. So when the frequency distribution is incomplete, in the sense there is one or two frequencies missing, then you will be given the value of the median. And with the help of the value of the median, you will learn how to find the missing frequency or the missing frequencies. All right, so that's what we're going to see in today's session. How to find median, then given median, how to find the missing frequency or the missing frequencies is what we're going to see in today's class. We'll also see mode. That I'll tell you later. So we'll just finish this first. All right. So this is the first question. Now look at the class intervals. It's grouped. The frequency distribution is grouped because we can see class intervals. Grouped meaning there should be class intervals. So we can see the class intervals 160 to 162, 163 to 165. So there are class intervals. If there are class intervals, it's a grouped frequency distribution. All right. Now in grouped, we have two types, no? Inclusive and exclusive. So now tell me, are the class intervals of the inclusive form or the exclusive form? Is the upper limit included in the same class interval or not included in the same class interval? Answer that question. Is the upper limit, so let's take the upper limit 162. Is the upper limit 162 included in 160 to 162 or is it excluded? It's included in the next one. That's how you decide. I realize that most of us have not understood this. That's why time and again I'm asking this question. Yeah. See, you should just answer this simple question. Take up any class interval. Let me take up 160 to 162. Which is the upper limit? 162. Now this value 162, is it included in the same class interval 160 to 162 or is it excluded? That is it included in the next class interval? That's the question. Answer it. It's included. 162 belongs to the same class interval because the next one is 163 to 165. How can you put 162 in the next one? Because where does the next one start? The next class interval is 163 to 165. The next one is 163 to 165. So how can you put 162 there? Yes or no? So where is 162 included? In the same class interval. So what's the answer to our question? Our question is the upper limit 162 of the first class interval? The first class interval is 160 to 162. Is this upper limit 162 included in the same class interval? Yes or no? Yes. So the class intervals are of inclusive because it's included in the same class interval. No. So inclusive series. If it is not included, that means it's excluded. Then it is exclusive series. So now take any class interval, not only the first one, take a 166 to 168. Ask the upper limit, not the upper limit you should look. So the upper limit of the class interval 166 to 168 is 168. This is the upper limit. Now the question is which class interval am I talking about? The third one, right? The third class interval, 166 to 168. Now this upper limit 168, is it included in the same class interval or does it belong to the next class interval? It's included in the same class interval because the next one is what? 169 to 171. How can you put 168 here? There is no 168 is not there at all. No, it starts only from 169. So that means the value 160, in the class interval 166 to 168, the upper limit 168 is included in the same class interval. Included, no? So inclusive series. Then when is it exclusive? Exclusive is like if you have 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So you can see that 40 you can see 2 times. 60 you can see 2 times. 80 you're seeing 2 times. All two times you're seeing. So now if you take up the first class interval, and you ask the upper limit 40, okay, 40 is in the first class interval, but does it belong to that class interval? No, it belongs to the next class interval. Like you'll be like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about this one. Now, supposing you have values like 25, 40, 60, 75, where will you put the tally marks? 25 belongs to the first class interval, 20 to 40. Now 40, you're confused. 40, where should you put? In the first one or second one? In the second one. That value 40, remember in 9th standard, we used to put tally marks. We had raw data. So we had to construct the frequency distribution by using tally marks. So now this next value 40. 40 belongs to which class interval? 40 is in 20 to 40. And it's also in 40 to 60. So where to put 40? 40 belongs to 40 to 60. So 40 is the upper limit of this class interval, but it's excluded. It does not belong to that class interval. It's not included there. It's excluded from 20 to 40. The upper limit 40 does not belong to 20 to 40. It belongs to the next one, 40 to 60. So here the class intervals are of exclusive series. It's not inclusive. It's exclusive because if in every class interval, the upper limit is excluded. The upper limit is not included in the same class interval. The upper limit is not included. Not included meaning not inclusive. It's exclusive. Yeah. So like 40 to 60, you'll put it 40, you'll put a tally mark here. 60, you'll put it here. 60 belongs to 60 to 80. And 75, of course, it belongs to this one. Okay, so that's about. So here the class intervals are of inclusive series because the upper limits belong to the same class interval, are included in the same class interval. So the class intervals are of inclusive series. All right. Now, so inclusive is also not continuous. Okay. Inclusive also means not continuous. Inclusive also means it's not continuous. See, there's a break, no? 162 to 162, then there's a break, 163. So if there is a value 162.5, you cannot use these class intervals to fix that value 162.5. Any value between 162 and 163 cannot be accommodated in these class intervals. See, supposing you have 162.8, whatever, or 162.003, whatever. Where will you put? So the values between 162 and 163 cannot be included in these class intervals. The class intervals are not continuous, right? There's a break. After 162, it is 163. So there's a break. Remember, to find median, you'll have to make the class intervals continuous. When the class intervals are not continuous, to find median and mode, you have to make them continuous. To find mean, you don't have to make it continuous. When the class intervals are not continuous, that is, they're of the inclusive series, we have 3 things, no? To find mean, median, and mode. To find mean, don't make it continuous and spend time. Don't make it. Just work mean as the class intervals are given. But to find median and mode, you have to make the class intervals continuous. Otherwise, you'll get an incorrect value. But in mean, even if you make it continuous or you don't make it continuous, you'll get the same correct answer. Right? Okay, so you have to make the class intervals continuous is the most important thing here. All right. Okay, now how to make the class intervals continuous? This I told you in one of the last classes. So 160 to 162, 163 to 165, 166 to 168. Don't start writing. Please listen to me. 171, 172 to 174. So what we have to do? What is 163 minus 162? 1. Divide by 2 always. Divide by 2 always. The difference between this and this is 1. Always divide by 2. 1 by 2, 0.5. Subtract 0.5 from all the lower limits and add 0.5 to all the upper limits. Right? Subtract 0.5 from all the lower limits. This is how we make the class intervals continuous. So what happens when you subtract 0.5? So it'll be 159.5 to 162.5. Correct? Then 163 minus 0.5. So 162.5 to 165.5. Correct? Then 165.5 to 168.5. So like this, we make the class intervals continuous. What do we do? Take up any two consecutive class intervals. Subtract this and this. So you get 1. Not that you'll get 1 always. You can get any number, but you should always divide by 2. What's the value? We get 1 by 2, 0.5. Subtract 0.5 from all the lower limits. Add 0.5 to all the upper limits. So the class intervals generated will become continuous. You can see that here. The class intervals generated will be continuous. So that's one thing. To find median, if the class intervals are not continuous, you have to make them continuous. That's the first thing. We have done that. Now we have the frequencies given. This is the question, children. This is the question. You can see the solution here. The frequencies are given in the question, so write them as they are. All right. Next is the cumulative frequency column. Now to find median, these are the 3 columns you need to have. What are the columns? Class intervals, which will be given in the question. Just that if they are not continuous, you should make them continuous. That's the first column. Then the frequency column will be given in the question, or sometimes the cumulative frequency will be given. I'll tell you about that later. So class intervals will be given in the question. Then frequency will be given in the question. You have to generate the cumulative frequency column. You will have to generate the cumulative frequency column. Now, how do we generate that? So write the first frequency as it is. Write the first frequency as it is. Online children, I didn't ask you. I've shared my screen. It's visible, right? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now, how do we generate the cumulative frequency column? Write the first frequency as it is. Write the first frequency as it is. Now, see here. 15 plus 117, 132. 132 plus 136, 268. 268 plus 118, 386. 386 plus 14, 400. We'll see that again. Write this as it is, 15 as it is. Now this 15 plus 117. Write that answer here. Now this answer 132 plus 136. Write that result here. Now this result 268 plus 118. Write that result here. Now this one 386 plus 14, 400. Now you will notice that the total of the frequency column will always be equal to the last cumulative frequency. It should be the same. The last cumulative frequency and the total of the frequency column should be the same. Okay, so see the total of the frequency column is 400. What is N? Sigma Fi. The total of the frequency column, N. N means total of the frequency column is 400. And the last cumulative frequency is also 400. All right. Now about computing median. Now to find median, you need to first find the median class interval. To find a median, you need to first find the median class interval. What do you mean by median class interval? Now, the class interval in which the value of the median lies for that particular distribution. Now, for this particular question or for this particular frequency distribution, the value of median, now supposing the median is 171. Okay, so in which class interval does 171 lie here? No, in this class interval. Supposing I'm saying, supposing the median is 171, it belongs to which class interval? This one, no? This one, right? 171. You should identify the median class interval first. That's the first step. Identifying the median class interval. Now, how do we identify the median class interval? So for that, you need to find something called n by 2. What? N by 2. See here, n by 2. What is n by 2? 400 by 2, 200. Now, in the cumulative frequency column, you need to find that cumulative frequency which is just more than 200. Which is just more than 200. Not equal to 200, just more than 200. In the cumulative frequency column, find that cumulative frequency which is just more than 200. Not even equal to, if it is equal also, no, not that, just more than that. So just more than that is 268. This is also more, this is also more, but just more than 200 is 268. The corresponding class interval is called the median class interval. That means the answer which you're going to get now for median, it should belong to this class interval. So supposing you get the median as 160, you're wrong. Because once you identify this one as the median class interval, the answer, the value of median should lie in this class interval. So if you get 163, you're wrong, because 163 does not belong to this class interval. So the answer you get for median should lie or should be a part of this class interval. So that is the median class. Median class or median class interval. So how do we identify that? Total of the frequency column, 400 by 2, 200. Take the cumulative frequency column. Find that cumulative frequency which is just more than 200, and that is 268. The corresponding class interval is the median class interval. Median class interval. Now that's it. Now we can use the formula. So the formula is L plus, I think the pre-work had shared all this with you. So I'll tell you what the symbols stand for. So median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus CF by F into H, where now what is L? The lower limit of the median class interval. What is L? The lower limit of the median class interval. Which lower limit? Of the median class interval. Which is the median class interval? This one. Lower limit, this one. So, correct? Then, n by 2 we already wrote here, so I did not write it again. N by 2 we have already written there on top, so I have not written again. Then CF. CF is the cumulative frequency of the class just before the median class interval. CF, cumulative frequency, is the CF of the class preceding the median class interval. So which is the median class interval? This one, no? Before that is this class interval. This one is the this one is CF. You identified this one is the median class interval, no? Median class interval. Which is the class interval above that? This one. The corresponding cumulative frequency is the value of CF here to be put in the formula. Okay, so it's simple. Median class interval. அதுக்கு நேரே இருக்கிற CF இல்ல, அதுக்கு மேல இருக்கிற CF. You have the median class interval, no? You have the median, this is the median class interval. This is the CF, right? Not this. Above that. The CF just above the median class interval. Okay? All right. So that is CF. By F. F is the frequency of the median class. CF is before the median class. F is the frequency of the median class interval. F is the frequency of the median class interval. So it is 136. And H, what is H? The width of the class interval. H is the width of the class interval. So width, how do you, when the class intervals are continuous, how to find width? Just subtract. Just subtract. So take any class interval 159.5 to 162.5. Subtract the upper limit and the lower limit. Subtract 0, 3, 0, 0. Subtract, you'll get 3. 159.5, then you can just do the finger counting, or yeah, it's 3. the difference between the upper limit and lower limit when the class intervals are continuous like this. You understood H? Upper limit minus lower limit when the class intervals are continuous. So H is 3. So what is L? Lower limit of the median class interval. Okay, CF, cumulative frequency of the class interval preceding the median class interval. F, frequency of the median class interval. H, width of the median class interval. Actually, H is the width of the median class interval. I didn't mention median class interval. So it is actually you can find anywhere. You can find anywhere, but sometimes the class intervals will not have the same width. Sometimes they may not have the same, like you will have 20 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 75. So when the class intervals, they don't have a uniform size. So H is the width of the median class interval. H is the width of the median class interval. So this one. This one. So 168.5 minus 165.5 is 3. So fix all these values in the formula and calculate. All right. So 167. The median height is 167, and you can clearly see that it belongs to this class interval 167. It lies between 165.5 and 168.5. It need not lie between or something. It should belong to that class interval. It can be any value which lies in that class interval. All right. Yeah. Please start working. Take down the answer, all of you. Please copy the question. Do not blindly copy the question, but answer as you're writing. Please understand what you're writing. Notes also trigonometry. Just leave it on the table and continue with your work. You watch all the videos. Some money must be invested before you not even good at it. Value that pay. Not for you. Sometimes people have tried to maybe I know what the answer. So if you can and Example, you see your friend is computer. So it's not a time, it's a fun. Okay, reasons when to give future exam. So when you future exam, you start at early school. And then what is this? Where's the introduction to statistics? What is the type of statistics? Okay, I think this one should be there, everything should be there. You also. Regularly use for the so another thing is it's fine. It's still He's mainly old books, separate books for different chapters. So that even if these twin chapters, you will not frustrate what it is satisfying. You continue to be it. You can continue to have books for something. Tomorrow you have school, Aragamai? Saturday, full working day? Full. Okay. Then next Thursday will Can you keep it ready by next Thursday? Everything by next Thursday, okay? Finished, Hari? So this part you should simplify, children, to whatever, and this one, all this cancelling and all that you should do. So this bracket answer is 1.5. After simplifying the answer for this bracket, you should not write it like this directly. You must simplify in your book. Okay, and you must get 1.5. Just don't write 1.5 from here. So 1.5 and then 165.5 plus 1.5 is 167. So the median height is 167 centimeter. Okay. So what do we mean by this? Okay. So that means now this data is about 400 students. The heights of 400 students. Okay, the data is about heights of 400 students, right? So the median height is 167 centimeters. That means the middlemost value. Median is the middlemost value is 167 centimeter. That means 50% of the people here are of height less than 167 centimeters, and the remaining 50%, the height of the remaining 50% of this 400 is more than 167 centimeters. So this is the middlemost value. The height of 50% of the people is less than 167 centimeters. The height of 50% of the people is more than 167 centimeters. So this is the medial height, the middlemost value. Okay. Any questions, online students? Any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Here, children, any questions? All right. Now look at this one. Find the median for the following distribution. Now, to find median, you need class intervals. Without class intervals, we cannot find median because we need to take the lower limit. No, L. What is L? Lower limit of the median class interval. Oh, we need class intervals. Without class intervals, we can't find median. But what is given here? The mid value is given. Mid value is given. Now, if we have to find mean, we can find mean, because for mean anyways, when the class intervals are given, you will find the class mark, no? For mean, recall, for mean, with the class marks, with the class intervals, what do? You find the class marks, xi column. Right, you will have to find the mid values of the class intervals. So if it is finding mean, one step is already done for you. That is, you have the xi values and fi values. Straight away, you can find mid value, xi values there, and frequencies we have. So directly you can find the fi xi column. Now this is median. For median and mode, you need to have class intervals. Remember that. For median and mode, you need to have class intervals. So with the help of the mid values, you need to find the class intervals. So how do we find that? Again, there's a procedure. So now take up any two mid values, consecutive mid values. Take up any two consecutive mid values, say 135 and 145. What's the difference? 10. What is half of the difference? 5. Okay, now what you do? Not writing everything. So take up any two consecutive mid values. So any two. So 155 and 145, the difference is 10. 10 by 2, 5. Now this mid value, no, to this, you subtract that number you have, 5. Subtract. You will get the lower limit. And to the same mid value, add 5. You will get the upper limit. So this mid value itself, you have that one number, no, that mid value. You subtract that number, you got 5. You subtract 5, that will give you the lower limit. You add 5, you will get the upper limit. So how did we get that number? That number, how did we get? So you should take up any two consecutive mid values. So 125 minus 115. The answer is 10. Divide by 2. So you get 5. Now this number 5, you know, come here, 115, subtract 5, 110. To 115 itself, add 5, 120. Now go to the next one, 125. Subtract 5, 120. To 125, add 5, 130. That is, see, I'll just write here, 135 minus 5 and 135 plus 5. 135 minus 5 is the lower limit and 135 plus 5 is the upper limit. So you will get what? 130 to 140. So the next one will be 145. No, to this 145, you subtract 5, 140. That's the lower limit. And to the same number 145, add 5, 150. So 140 to 150 is the class interval. So like this, generate the class intervals and then find the median using the same method as we just did. So I'll only generate the class intervals for you. All right. I think here. I'll just write it here for you. So you will have to find median by yourself. Yeah, start working, all of you. Please take down the question. I'm just writing this so that you understand, okay? 1 minute. I've just helped you get started. Please complete the answer. Yeah, Srivatsan, tell me your cumulative frequencies. Perfect. These are the cumulative frequencies. He's right. I'm reading out the cumulative frequencies: 6, 31, 79, 151, 267, 327, 365, 387, 319. So the total of the frequency column is also 319. So what is n by 2? The next step, what is n by 2? 195. N by 2 is 195. So Jayavashni, which is the median class interval? Median class interval? 150 to 160. Very good. What's the value of L? Akshada? 150. What is the value of CF? 150? Very good. And what's the value of F? Bhavishya? Doing. Blessy? Okay. Aragamai? Yeah, online students? Britsa?
Doing, ma'am.
Now, what's the value of CF? CF. Not come there.
151.
151. Very good. F.
116.
Correct. And the value of H?
10, ma'am.
Very good. And L? L.
150.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So if the division is going on, just stop. Find 2, 3 decimal places and stop. That's all. Okay, I'm presenting the answer. Please check your steps. Yeah, any questions? Don't hesitate to ask children. Any doubt here in the class? Anybody, any questions? Yes, there. No? Hari and Srivatsan? Okay, please check. Done this one, all of you? Finished? We'll go to the next one. Okay. I'll let you do. Yeah. So see this one. So you ignore this question number. You continue with, if this is 2, this is 3 for you. Okay. Yeah. So here median is given. Median is 240. Okay, find F. If median is 240, find F. And F is the frequency corresponding to 200 to 300. We need to find the value of F. Class intervals are continuous. 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300. They are continuous. So the one job is done for us. If they're not continuous, we should make them continuous, but it's already continuous. Now we need to find F. All right. So for this, when the value of median is given, you can directly identify the median class interval. Because what's the median? 240. In which class interval does this value 240 lie? 200 to 300. So 200 to 300 is the median class interval. Finished. You don't have to use n by 2 and all that. Because here we don't know the total of the frequency column. See, when can you use n by 2? How do we actually find the median class interval? We find n by 2. And in the cumulative frequency column, we'll find that value which is just more than n by 2. That is, if we know the total of the frequency column. Here we don't know one frequency, no? Then how do you know the total of the frequency column? So in that method, you cannot find the median class interval. So how do we find the median class interval? We have the value of the median 240. So to which class interval it belongs? 200 to 300. That's the median class interval. See earlier one also, see your answer for the earlier one. What did you get? The one which you just finished. What's the answer for median? And what was the median class interval? Yeah. So do you see that the value of the median lies in the median class interval? The value of the median, the answer you got for median in the last one, it belongs to that median class interval which you identified. Yeah. So directly the median class interval, I'll just write MCI, median class interval is 200 to 300. Okay. Now what is given? Don't write anything. Median is equal to, what's median? 240. Now what's the formula to find median? See, median is 240, correct? Now what's the formula to find median? L plus n by 2 minus CF by F into H is equal to 240. So now substitute the values in this and find the value of F. That's all. Okay, I'll show you the answer. You can help yourself. Of course, you need to find the cumulative frequency column. Always for median, you need three classes. Sorry, always for median, you need three columns. Class intervals column, frequency column, cumulative frequency column. That's all. Only these three. Class intervals, frequencies, cumulative frequencies. These three columns you should have. Yeah. You can help yourself. You can go through the slide, understand, and then work, and then I'll do it for you. Start working. Go through the answer, understand, and then start writing. So I just want to explain this part. See this one, please listen, this one. So here, what is this? It is 60 plus F. Okay, so here it is 60 plus F by 2 minus 32. How do you do this? You should take the common denominator, no? LCM. 2 is the common denominator. So see here, the whole thing by 2. 2 is the common denominator. So you'll get 60 plus F here. And this is like by 1, no? So you should multiply by 2 to get common denominator 2. So it will become 64. LCM. LCM, correct? Yeah. So that's how we get 60 plus F minus 64 by 2 by F into 100. And then this one 60 minus 64 is minus 4. And this is F. So F minus 4. F minus, this is F minus 4 by 2. And then we have divided by F, no? So there's a fraction in division. So I've written this divided by F like this, divided by F. And always, this number will first be transposed. So this 200 will become minus 200 on the other side. And 240 minus 200 is 40. Then this into H will become by H. This into 100, no? It comes to the other side for by 100. First, you must transpose this one. First, this one will become minus here. That's the first step. Then this 240 minus 200 is 40. Then this 100 will come down for division. Into 100 will become by 100 on the other side. And then this division, no? Division meaning into 1 by F, no? Division becomes multiplication. Division becomes multiplication and F becomes 1 by F. See here, this division becomes multiplication, F becomes 1 by F. So you'll get F minus 4 by 2F. That's why we have 2F in the next step. F minus 4 by 2F, all right? Is equal to, when you simplify this, 2 by 5 you get. Now cross multiply and find the value of F. All right? Yeah. Done, children? Okay, so class intervals, frequency, cumulative frequency. Be very careful. After this, 32 plus F is 32 plus F. Then 32 plus F plus 12. Add the number and the number. 32 plus 12 is 44. 44 plus F. Correct? And 44 plus 9, 53 plus F. Goes on like that. So you can see that these two are the same. Then I told you, because we know the median, because median is 240, median class interval is 200 to 300. Then you should get all the values. What is L? Lower limit 200. N by 2 is this one by 2. 60 plus F by 2. Cumulative frequency. So 200 to 300. Before that, so this one 32 is the cumulative frequency. Frequency of the median class interval. So F. And H is 300 minus 200. 300 minus 200, which is 100. Now put all this in the formula. Then as I told you, first transpose this one. That's the first step. And then this 100 will come for division. All right. Into 100 will become by 100. And here I told you should take LCM, and this part you can simplify however you are comfortable with. What I have done is, because this by F is there, I have written it as divided by F. And in the next step, it's into 1 by F. So it becomes 2F. Into 1 by F. I hope all of you understood this. This into 1 by F it becomes. So it will be F minus 4 by 2F. Cross multiply and find the value of F. So the missing frequency is 20. The missing frequency is 20. So here we have to find two missing frequencies. All right. So you see that when one frequency is missing, the total of the frequency column will not be given to you. Only median value will be given to you. When there's one missing frequency, like in mean, when there's one missing frequency, only mean will be given. Here only median will be given. When two frequencies are missing, so here A and B, you will be given the median and the total of the frequency column. Like there also in mean, in mean, when we had to find two missing frequencies, we'll be given the value of mean and the total of the frequency column. Same thing here also. So we know the total of the frequency column is 229. All right. Yeah. Similar thing, children. So first, like the earlier one, the value of median is given to you. Median is 46. So that means L plus N by 2 minus CF by F into H is equal to 46. Substitute the values. Same thing. Okay. And what is N here? What is N here? 229. What do you mean by that? That means 12 plus 30 plus A plus 65 plus B plus 25 plus 18 is equal to 229, correct? Or you can say, because we know that the last cumulative frequency is equal to the total of the frequency column. No, so you can directly write 150 plus A plus B is equal to 229. You can also do that. You understand that? Because we know that this one is equal to this one. So you can directly write 150 plus A plus B is equal to 229. Okay. Yeah, you can again understand this. Start working. All right. Fine. So again, this cumulative frequency, the class intervals are continuous. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So we don't have any work with the class intervals. Frequencies are given. Now the cumulative frequency. So again, be careful. 42 plus A is 42, not 42A. 42 plus A. 42 plus A is 42 plus A, not 42A. Then 42 plus A plus 65. So add 42 and 65. 107 plus A. Then this one plus B will be 107 plus A plus B. So be careful there. Yeah, and then the median is given to be 46. So this is the median class interval. Then identify the values of L, N by 2. N is given, no, 229. So N by 2 is 229 by 2. What is N? The total of the frequency column, right? And that's given 229. So 229 by 2. Then CF, preceding the median class interval. Then F is off the median class interval. And H. What is the median class interval? 40 to 50. So H is 50 minus 40, 10. Correct? Then median is, this is how you start. So after writing all these values, median is given to be 46. That's how we start. Median is 46. Now under median, you should write the formula to find median. L plus N by 2 minus CF by F into H is equal to 46. Now substitute the values. Now when you're writing the value of CF, be very careful. It is minus a CF. Okay, so don't write 114.5 minus CF means minus 42 plus A like this. You should put a bracket because minus CF, if CF is one number, then you can write minus that number. But CF is an expression, 42 plus A. CF is an expression, minus CF. CF is 42 plus A. So minus and in bracket, see, after the minus sign, if you're writing only one term, you don't have to put a bracket. But after the minus sign, if you're writing an expression, you should write the expression in a bracket always. So it is N by 2 minus CF. Now, what's the value of CF? 42 plus A. It's an expression. Put it in a bracket. It's very important. So like this, we can, in such places, we can go wrong. And you'll keep trying to find your mistake. You will not be able to make out. So this you should register. Every time you revise this sum, you should tell yourself that CF, if it is just 42, you don't have to put a bracket for 42. But CF is what? 42 plus A. It's an expression. It's if it is plus a CF, no bracket is not needed. Minus CF, no. So minus and then in bracket 42 plus A. So in the next step, it becomes minus 42 minus A. Minus 42 minus A. Okay. So that's where you'll have to be careful. And as I told you earlier, this 40 will first go to the other side as minus 40. Correct? And then here it will be what, 114.5. Then I told you minus 42 minus A. This one cancel. 5 2s are 5 13s are. Correct? So see here, this one. 5 2s are 5 13s are. That's what I've written here. 114.5 minus 42 minus A into 2 by 13. All right, children. So next step, this becomes 6. And 2 by 13 will become its reciprocal on the other side. 13 by 2. And then 2 1s are 2 3s are 3 13s are 39. On working this, you get A is equal to 33.5. But frequency cannot be, because frequency is what the it's like number of students. Number of frequency cannot be, frequency has to be a natural number. It cannot be an integer like this, 33.5. We can't say that there are 33.5 students in the class. So frequency is always a natural number. So you can round it down or round it up. Because it's 33.5, no? You can round it down or round it up. I have rounded it up to 34. You can also write 33. Because see, 33.5, it's not money. If it is money, you have to round it up only. Like if you have to give the shopkeeper 33 rupees and 50 paise, you can't give him 33, you will give him 34 rupees. But now this is 33.5. Now when it is about people, you cannot say if there's more than half, then it is one. See, this is here that concept of rounding off like numbers, like money is not applicable. You can bring it down or you can take it up. Anything is fine. So I have taken it up to 34. I'm trying to say that it's not that 34 is only correct. 33 is also fine. Okay. Again, in this situation, it's also better to go with your school teacher. You can just check like what she says. If she says you should always round it up, do that. Okay. Now we found A. Like this, we found A. Now we'll have to find B. So what did I tell you? This one, 150 plus A plus B is equal to 229. So how have we written that? N is equal to 229. What is the value of N? 150 plus A plus B is equal to 229. Or you can try to add all this. You will get the same thing. You try to add all this. You try to add all this. You will get the same thing. 150 plus A plus B is equal to 229. Now A value we got. Put that and find the value of B. So easy it is. Yes or no? Any questions? Online children, any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, so we've done 1, 2, everything. Now, next is. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is the next one. Now look at the question. Prepare the frequency distribution table for the given less than cumulative frequency table. Now, we need to first understand what, you find a new term here, right? Cumulative frequency table. So there are 2 types of distributions. Frequency distribution, which has frequency column, and cumulative frequency distribution or cumulative frequency table or distribution, whatever. Frequency table, cumulative frequency table. They are 2 different things. Frequency table will have frequencies. Cumulative frequency table will have cumulative frequencies. Now we generated no cumulative frequency for finding a median. Yeah, cumulative frequency. So they're different. Cumulative frequency is not frequency. Now, how do you make out if the table is a frequency table or a cumulative frequency table? So whenever we have class intervals, then it's a frequency table. If you have class intervals like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and then you have some numbers with it. Exactly like the questions you have had so far. Yeah. Like what you've been doing now, or no, all this while you had class intervals and some numbers along that, no? So whenever you have class intervals and some numbers, they are frequencies. And that's the frequency table. But if you don't have class intervals, What do you have? Less than 10, less than 20, less than 30, less than 40. So when you have the less than values and number of students, see, number of students looks so much like frequency for you. No, only if it is class interval and number of students, then it is a frequency table. Now here you have less than 10, less than 20, less than 30. So this is a less than cumulative frequency table. Why less than? Because you have less than values. Because we have less than values, less than 10, less than 20. So it's a less than cumulative frequency table. Because number of students there, no, they are not frequencies. They are the cumulative frequencies. Let's understand why. So see here, when you read this, 58 students have scored marks less than 40, less than 40. Less than 40 now, it can be less than 30, less than 20, less than 10 also. So it's a cumulative value. Less than 50, less than 50, how many students have scored? 70 students. How many students have scored less than 40? 58 students. Less than 30, 45 students. Less than 20, 20 students. Less than 10, 8 students. So that's what is given to us. Okay, less than 10 marks, 8 students have scored. Less than 20 marks, 20 students have scored. Less than 30 marks, 45 students, and so on. That's the meaning of this table. And since we have less than, it is a less than table. And since it is less than, it's a less than cumulative frequency table, not a frequency table. All right. Now, how to find the class intervals? So now this is a less than table, no? All these values you see in the less than table, less than 10, less than 20, all these values 10, 20, 30, 40, these will become the upper limits. So see here, this is a less than table, right? So the numbers you see here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 will become the upper limits, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now fill the corresponding lower limits. Fill the corresponding lower limits, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Whatever you see with less than, they are the upper limits. Whatever you see with less than, they are the upper limits of the class intervals. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are the upper limits. So the corresponding lower limits, you can just fill like that. 0 to 10, 10 to 20. You're writing that by yourself. That, okay. Okay. Now, when it's a less than table, write the first frequency as it is. Write the first frequency as it is, 8. Then keep subtracting to get the frequencies. Keep subtracting. What is 20 minus 8? How much? 12. Then what is 45 minus 20? 25. What is 58 minus 45? 13. And what is 70 minus 58? 12. These are the frequencies. Whenever it's a less than table, write the first cumulative frequency as it is and then keep subtracting. I'll tell you this method first. Then later I'll explain. Too much of explanation, like then your mind becomes saturated. You don't want to listen. So you first get used to doing this. Then one day we'll understand why we did that. That's always better because, you cannot take too much of understanding also on concepts like this. Believe me, you can remind me. Suppose I forget, you can tell me the other day you told us that you'll explain, you didn't explain. You can ask me. So now let's take the shortcut. So our mind feels nice. Now I know how you learned it already. Now if I explain this for 15 minutes, you can't take it because there is one more like this, more than cumulative frequency table. So we learn the shortcut. Then one day we'll see the understanding. Okay, so how do we, so this one is a less than cumulative frequency table. When is it a frequency table? If there are class intervals, it's a frequency table. If there are no class intervals, you have less than or more than values, then it is a cumulative frequency table or a cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, now the question is what is the question? Prepare the frequency distribution table for the given less than cumulative frequency table. So you're given a less than cumulative frequency table, you should prepare the frequency table. you must prepare the frequency table. So what did I say? All these less than values will become the upper limits. That's the first step. All the less than values will become the upper limits. That's the first step. Then you should fill the corresponding lower limits by yourself. So we are done with the class intervals. Now the frequencies. Write the first value as it is. Then keep subtracting to get a positive value. Don't say 8 minus 20, I'm getting minus 12. No, don't subtract in that order. Subtract so that you get a positive value. So 20 minus 8, 12. Then 45 minus 20. Then 58 minus 45. 70 minus 58. Correct இருக்கும் எதுவும் மிச்சம் இருக்காது. It will not be like there's something else I can't, there's no place to write. No, correct இருக்கும். See, 70 minus 58 last class interval 12. Correct? அவ்வளவுதான். This one is the required frequency distribution table. Finished. Understood this? We'll understand the next one and then you can write down. Yeah. Now this one is a more than. This one is a more than. Now don't think less than and more than cumulative frequency table will be given only in median. You will be, see, this question can be given, this table can be given, and you may be asked to find mean also. So don't think this only for median. That's why we are learning how to convert a cumulative table to a cumulative frequency table to a frequency table. See, once you know how to convert a cumulative frequency table to a frequency table, in the frequency table ku neenga mean median mode ellame kandupidikalame. உங்களுக்கு mean median mode கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு class intervals வேணும், frequency வேணும். அதான் இப்ப கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டோமே. Now you can answer any question. So supposing this table is given to you, this question is given to you, and they say find mean. இப்படியே mean கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியாது. You cannot find. So whenever the less than table or the more than table is given and you're asked to find mean, median or mode, you have to prepare the corresponding frequency table. That is, you should prepare the class intervals and write the frequencies. And the frequencies will not be the same numbers here. It will not be. Don't write the same numbers for frequencies. You're wrong. Write the first one as it is and then keep subtracting. Okay. So I said this question can be given and you may be asked to find mean, median or mode. The only thing is you should know how to convert this table to a frequency table. Now you learned it. That's all. Now we'll see a more than table. This one is a more than table. You can see more than or equal to. It's the same. More than, greater than, equal to, or more than equal to 200. Greater than or equal to 300. Greater than equal to 400. Greater than equal to 500. Greater than equal to. Greater than or solana. I'm in a hurry. Greater than or equal to 500. Greater than or equal to 600. Greater than or equal to 700. The greater than பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் lower limits. Opposite greater than lower limits. Greater than symbol in roll upper. Greater than. Now in the class interval we have two things, no? Lower limit, upper limit இருக்குல்ல. So இது வந்து greater than or equal to 200. So greater na upper limit இல்ல, lower limit. That one was less than. Less than na lower limit இல்ல, upper limits அதெல்லாம். So அப்படியே உல்டாவா போடணும் நீங்க. So these numbers are with the greater than symbol. So greater than means not upper limits. These are the lower limits. These are the lower limits. So the lower limits are 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 and 700. These are the lower limits. Now you fill the corresponding upper limits. 200 to 300, 300 to 400, 400 to 500, 500 to 600, 700, 800. இங்க என்ன பண்ணோம்னா subtract பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடணும். அப்புறம் கடைசி நம்பர் அப்படியே போடணும். Start subtracting and write the, and one more thing, when I just forgot to say something, where the value 0, take it off. I forgot to say that one. It's okay. I didn't notice it. Yeah. Where the value 0, no number of workers at 0, just remove it. Just take it away. So we'll not have the last one. Okay. இங்க என்ன பண்ணோம்னா start subtracting 100 minus 88. I told you எந்த ஆர்டர்ல subtract பண்ணோம்னா உங்களுக்கு டிஃபரன்ஸ் பாசிட்டிவா எப்படி வருமோ அந்த ஆர்டர்ல தான் subtract பண்ணணும். So இங்க வந்து 100 minus 88 எவ்வளவு 12. 88 minus 70 18. 70 minus 35 35. 35 minus 15 20. இன்னும் ஒண்ணு வேணுமே. Write the last one as it is. அங்க வந்து we wrote the first one as it is and then started subtracting. Here you start subtracting and write the last one as it is. There we wrote the first one as it is and then we kept subtracting. Here you start subtracting 100 minus 88, write the answer. 88 minus 70, 70 minus 35, 35 minus 15. Write this, write the last value 15 as it is. All right. So this is how you convert. So these are, this one is more than cumulative frequency table. That one less than cumulative, not frequency. Cumulative frequency table, table distribution rendu onnuda. Okay. So more than cumulative frequency table, less than cumulative frequency table. So the numbers given with these in these tables are not frequencies, they are cumulative frequencies. And the numbers அப்படியே எழுதக்கூடாது. See, and the 188 அப்படியே எழுதக்கூடாது. Okay, they are cumulative frequencies, they are not frequencies. So this is how you generate the frequency table. Less than oda இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் upper limits. More than symbol oda இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் lower limits. So இப்படிதான் class intervals generate பண்ணணும். Frequencies வந்து இந்த மாதிரி descending orderல இருந்தா இங்க பாருங்க 188. You can make out, no? So here you cannot write 100 as it is. Start subtracting and then write the last number as it is. This is if in the descending order. See here, the number of workers 188. It's in the descending order 188, 70, 35, 15. There it was in the ascending order. I'm just giving you clues to remember, not this one. This one is like 8, 20, it's increasing. Cumulative frequency, it's increasing. 8, 20, 45, 50, 70. So write the first one as it is and then start subtracting. So please memorize it like this only. Memorize it like this. So when you're given such tables, this is how we convert. So please memorize this. Because sometimes you need to be fast in the exam. Yeah, so in the table, இது இப்படி கொடுத்தா இப்படிதான் மாத்தணும்ன்றத ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. So in the மாதிரி tables கொடுத்துட்டு the question can be find mean, median, find mode, anything. Just because I introduced this to you when we were doing median, don't have that fixation that மீடியனுக்கு தான் இந்த மாதிரி கொஸ்டின் வரும் அப்படின்னு இல்ல. நான் மீடியன்ல இதை சொல்றேன் உங்களுக்கு. இது இந்த டேபிளுக்கு எது வேணாலும் கண்டுபிடிக்க சொல்லுவாங்க. மீன் மீடியன் or yeah, now write down. You can see the question and answer. So here the question is not find mean median mode. Simply convert. That's the question. Write down. Very important. You can put a asterisk mark. Very important. Finished? Okay. You have a doubt? You have a question to ask? Finished? Okay. All right. Next one. Yeah. This one is 100 minus 88. Then 88 minus 70. 70 minus 35. 35 minus 15. I told you don't. Then write the last frequency as it is. So I told you where there is where the cumulative frequency is 0, just ignore it, right? Question but while writing the answer, we'll just ignore this one because the cumulative frequency is 0. We'll not consider this, okay? Now, what are these? Sorry, this is with the greater than symbol. So these are the lower limits. So you can see lower limit 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Then you should fill the corresponding upper limits. Then start subtracting 100 minus 88, 88 minus 70, 70 minus 35, 35 minus 15. And then write the last frequency as it is. That's all. So this is how we prepare the frequency table. All right. Online children, finish writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just answer this one. Yeah. Tell me. Answer these questions. Just write the final. I'll share this image with you on WhatsApp. You can like write it down later. Just work it now. Just write the answers. Okay, or we'll do one thing. I'll just stick because we have only 5 minutes left for today's class. இதெல்லாம் கிடையாது உங்களுக்கு. I have to remove all this. All this is deleted from your syllabus. Work this one, children. Just work this one and tell me quickly. In fact, quickly you can work the last 3. Quickly. Just do some rough calculation on the last page and tell me. Median and mode given. Find mean. Who can tell me the procedure? Online children?
Mode equals 3 median minus 2 mean.
Correct. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. That's the empirical relationship. You should use that and find. Okay. So I'll do the 5th one for you. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Now what is given? In the 5th one, what is given? Median and mode given. Mode is 64. Median is 62. Should find mean. So solve this. Solve this. So 64 is equal to 186 minus 2 mean. So 64 minus 186 is equal to minus 2 mean. So when you subtract, you get 212 minus 2 mean. Minus gets cancelled. So mean is equal to 122 by 2, which is 61. All right. So remember, when of the 3, 2 are given, mean, median, mode, 2 are given. To find the third one, you should use this formula. Mode is equal to, I've given you in the class. Mode is equal to, this already introduced you. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. All right. Third and fourth, we don't have one. You want to do it now? I'll share this on WhatsApp for you. 1 second. If you can write it quickly. No, we don't have time, children. Let me not confuse you. I'll share these images. So this one and this is where you have the working. Can you see? Okay, I'll share these images on WhatsApp with you. All right. Yeah. Quickly, this also I'll share on WhatsApp. Quickly prepare the. Don't find median. Just prepare the frequency table for me. Let's see who can give me the answer first. Just prepare the frequency table. I don't want median. Prepare the frequency table. Got it? Yes. Tell me, Bhavishya. 135 to 140. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Is there any cumulative frequency 0 here? No. So you should take all the values. And these are less than values. So they are the upper limits. So 140, 145, 150, all these are the upper limits. You should fill the corresponding lower limits. Yeah. Now, you should write the first frequency as it is. Write the first frequency as it is. Then 7, 11 minus 4, 7, 18. Yeah, okay. 29 minus 11, 18. 40 minus 29, 11. 6, 46 minus 46. 51 minus 46, 5. Very good. Who else had completed? You also? You finished? You finished? Okay. You also finished? Good. Yeah, yeah. Online children, right?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, good. What about the others? Nutsa, Sabarna, Sadhana, Veda, finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So today I'll not share any homework. I'll just share whatever you had to complete for today's class. This one, okay, I'll go home, recall, and I'll share only those images. So please finish that by the Saturday's class. So Saturday, I'll give you the assignment for the week. The answers to which we'll discuss in the class on Thursday. Okay. And those who have not completed the notes or who have to maintain separate books, notes on Saturday, it should be ready. Aragamai? All right, children. That's it for today's session, online children. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. Good night. Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.